Ladies and gentlemen, my name is VTech. I am here once again, as always, with the co-host of Total Nonstop Action Impact Wrestling Weekly. Except for that one week where they had a year in review episode that wasn't a good one, and then they had the Hardy one.
We said no.
We said no to that one because it was during Christmas also. But we're back. Of course, co-host Chris Mullins, K Mullins Incorporated, Carity Gaming. How are you doing today?
Indifferent.
Indifferent, exactly. I kind of expected you to say that. We're witnessing something interesting for TNA, especially today. But we'll get into that into the next episode, or not next episode, but we'll get into that in a video following this video. So if you want to hear about what just happened on TNA as far as spoilers go, watch the next video. If you're here for the January 12th edition of Impact, the second Impact of 2017, you're in the right place. Let's kick it off here. We started off pretty decent, but as expected, we've seen this match about 5,000 times already. So we had EC3 and Lashley, this time in a last man standing match. Lashley won, because he got up at 9 and EC3 got up at 10. Simple as that. Lashley's going to face Eddie Edwards. Ta-da! When it looked like Lashley was on his way out of the company, you know what I mean? So...
Yeah, that's what I thought for the longest time. I thought he was out.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on how it ended?
I didn't like it.
Sorry.
TNA in general tonight, just
hot chocolate.
Very underwhelming.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where there's some good parts in it, but then it was an altogether underwhelming show where TNA will give us a big show and then die down a little bit, and then another big show will happen. And I think we're in that stage, especially since we're in the Anthem era of TNA. They even referenced the Little Al tonight in Schitt's Creek about a million times.
Yeah, Schitt's Creek literally got mentioned, I think, every segment.
David's Creek, whatever it's called on
Davey Richards Creek.
Yep. So that happened. After that, guess what we got some of? We got Aaron Rex, who what was the name of it? I forget already. Who is he?
Liberace.
Liberace. He is a ripoff of Liberace. If you're like me and you do not know who that is, Google him right now. There is literally a picture of Aaron Rex looking just like Liberace, and I think we'll actually get into that into another video, because this is something that we're not really like. We like the theme song, we like Spud, we like the look, but we don't like the performance is too much. It's too much. It's too much for TNA, and we're not saying that in a way of.
Well, no, the thing is you can't, like, it's not something that you can just pounce on one week and just be like, because we just saw him. I don't know if we saw him last week, but we just saw him at least a couple weeks ago, and he was his other gimmick.
Exactly.
So this is literally like, okay, in a 2-week span, he literally was just like, okay, he just pops up as a completely different. Like,
lipstick,
that's the best part about a gimmick sometimes is,
makeup.
hey, it starts subtle.
Yeah.
But no, this was just, okay, full on, boom.
Yeah, and it's much different than the broken Matt Hardy gimmick, where that was like a progression. This was snap. He's wearing makeup, he's wearing lipstick, he's got all the rings, he's got the big fur coat. Who knows what he'll wear next week as the Liberace, as you say. We do like the theme song, though. I'll give it that. More WWE-esque of, bow down to me, and I don't know. It's very weird. Like, and we're not saying that in a way of, because we also disagreed with what was his name on NXT? Patrick Clark.
We got a lot of crap for that.
We disagreed with his Prince gimmick thing. And we're saying that in a way that I think it's too out there.
The thing is you can't, something like that, you can't, it's not like a Band-Aid where you can just be like, okay, you know what, there he is. It has
he had
to be
a gimmick that was working, though, so it's kind of...
yeah, you have to start subtle with that shit. Like
Yeah.
you like maybe run a few vignettes before even beforehand. Like it just can't be a
Yeah.
hey he shows up and bam he's a completely new gimmick,
Yeah, I
completely
used the
nothing
word
like because it's nothing like he was. It's not like the
mhm.
it's nothing like Aaron Rex was.
I used the word re-debut tonight, and you did not like that.
Yeah,
Because that's what it
you
was. It was a
yeah
hard debut again. It
you
was
should. The thing about it is it was legitimately a re-debut, and I hate that term because the fact it's like why do it
so he still had
like
his pink knee pads. Thank you for wearing knee pads. It's a big concern with us. Uh,
yeah I'm big on the whole knee pad
his
usage.
trunks looks like they match his skin. Therefore, he's giving off the portrayal that he's naked. Spud's performance, 110%. Love
Yes,
it.
I
Um,
Spud was the perfect person for that role.
Yeah, so Spud kind of helps out him in this aspect, but seeing how it's the first week, we're not gonna give it a good, reaction to this gimmick. But I think as weeks progress, we'll be able to fully judge it, in that case of how it adapts to
Yeah, we need to
TNA.
see more of
So
it because like I'm big on I'm big on storytelling, and it's
yeah,
not storytelling when you immediately are like, okay, this was literally like because when you tell a story, you got to start at the beginning. This is literally like deciding, hey, I'm gonna pick up this book and start reading it, and you start at page 55.
I can't even remember who did he bury tonight. He got to bury someone. Who was it?
Robbie E.
Yes, yes, yes. Robbie, the bromance
Because
that will
Robbie
not be
E
getting a
has
push.
yeah and that's another thing we'll discuss
But
that later.
that wasn't no Jesse Goddard's tonight, I believe.
Yeah.
So we can't really get too much of that. But like I said, next, you know, look for the next video on this channel,
Yeah, look
and
for the
it's
next
probably
video on
gonna
this channel,
be talking
and
about TNA spoilers, and we'll
so
really get
if you
into that.
don't like
But this
it,
is a
if you
no
don't like
spoiler
spoilers,
free.
don't. Yeah,
So
this is spoiler free tonight. Like we're not talking about anything that happens down the line. But next video, we will be talking a lot
yeah,
about that. So again, we'll put it in the title. We'll make sure that you know before
yeah.
you tune in.
Yeah, but if you don't want to listen to what we say about the spoilers following this video, because we're going to plug it, because we got a lot to talk about, then just continue next week if you love our TNA weekly stuff. But here's something that was pretty big, that was unexpected. I thought it was going to be someone else. It was actually Brooke Tessmacher. She returned. She had a sit-down interview with this lady named Mackenzie Mitchell. So
Yeah.
it was decent. I liked how they did it. It was really nice.
It,
Um,
it's a good way to rather than it's like I said, it's a subtle, not immediately. Hey, I'm gonna show up and I'm ready to
yeah.
fight.
Oh, by the way, Broken Matt Hardy tweeted out, "These flamboyant scoundrels instantaneously landed on my deletion radar," and it's a picture of Spud and Rex. So, very curious to see what comes, following
Oh,
that if he tweeted
I'm
that.
just maybe a
So,
couple segments. That'd be funny.
Um, so yeah, Brooke Tessmacher is back. She said, "I love her family, loves her new son." Congrats to her, of course, because that's why she was gone, and she's looking to become knockout champion again. So I personally say she should be feuding with like a Maria or something, because Rosemary's kind of tied down at the moment, and Rosemary and Brooke would be a little odd. Maybe get what's her name? Do 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 Madison Rain. I couldn't remember. She was married to Josh Matthews. Maybe get her and Josh Matthews involved. Like Brooke mouths off to Josh or something, and Madison Rain's like, "Don't make me step back into the ring" or something. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's where I think this might should be heading in terms of Brooke. Maybe not Rosemary, more of Madison Rain or Maria. So after that, we had Mike Bennett lose to Braxton Sutter. Allie, yay! One of my favorite knockouts at the moment. Of course, there's a lot of knockouts that I like, and I can name four that I like. I like Rosemary, I like Allie, I like Maria. And there's don't really wrestle too much. I like Sienna. So there's that. But yep, Sutter got the win over Bennett. I at first was like, Bennett, what's going on with your career? But thumbs up for Sutter because he needed this not to be just a guy that's going to lose every week. This actually helps his credibility so that he can lose every week. Following this.
He's just a likable guy.
Yeah.
and like so every time he wins, it's just like, yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a I'm sick of you winning.
Hmm.
Even if you were to go on a long winning streak, it's just like good for you.
Unlike Jesse
Like, cause
Goddard,
he's
in
a
our opinion, especially because
yeah,
it's weirder because Sutter's is brand new, and he didn't have any tag team thing going on, so it feels like Robbie's really getting ripped off here, especially because in my opinion, Jesse Goddard has more of that tough man, other
he has more of the look.
McMahon company style of go to
Yeah,
NXT
he
and
has
hit
the
it good,
look.
whereas Robbie has that entertainment value, that look, and that TNA style that I think will
And
just
he has the
be,
mic skills. Like
you know,
he's just 10 times better on the mic than Jesse.
yeah, there's that. After that, Knockouts Champion Invitation, Rosemary was like, Jade, come out here. I will make you decay, decay, decay. The only good thing about the whole Rosemary, or the whole Decay new theme song is that it fits Rosemary. It doesn't fit Abyss and Crazy Steve as a team alone. I will say that. By the way, they lost to DCC, kind of expected. So Decay's going to be fluctuating probably a little bit. But I think Rosemary is really going to hit it off right now. Where Abyss and Crazy Steve will fall, Rosemary will definitely
Back
succeed.
burner.
So, yep. They did mention that, by the way, that Rosemary will not really be helping out Decay in their feud with DCC. That's what they kind of mentioned on commentary. So I'm
Yeah,
kind of
like
curious.
it's kind of like they're doing their own things right now.
Yes. So TNA props off to Rosemary and Jade. That's actually looking to be really good. Um, so there's that. Uh, Jade's new haircut. Thumbs up. That was nice. I like it. I like it. Anything else for TNA tonight before our main event? Trying to think. Oh yeah, they're having a Monsters Ball match. Rosemary and Jade. That's another big thing. So
Yeah, that's their new. That's the new like big thing they're pushing.
yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Impact Wrestling? Like anything else I can think of? Oh yeah, there was a little thing with Tyrus and Eli Drake got to beat up a guy backstage. Um, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. On to the main event. Wolves versus Hardys. All I gotta know is Davey did really freaking good this week. Davey did some really good action this week. Um, Eddie, not so much. Davey took the pin, and Davey was mad about that. So we all know it's gonna happen. We know the Wolves are gonna end up fighting each other. It's just a matter of how soon. You know what I mean? In terms of Hardys, they're still kicking butt. I just think they're kind of just jumping around between people to people to delete. So, uh, any final thoughts for you, Mullins? And what would you give it tonight? I guess we'll say that.
Um, I'm gonna have to give it a 6.
Ooh.
Like I said, it. I won't say it was the worst episode of TNA I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It had some decent stuff in it. Um, I obviously like the Sutter stuff. I like that whole storyline. It's something that honestly progresses every week, stays interesting. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of the Broken Hardys. That match was actually really good. That match is probably what gave it at least a 2 point jump. Was
Um,
those two teams going at it? That match gave it a 2 point jump, so it would have been a 4 without that match.
you definitely were close to what I was going to give it, though. I'll definitely say that. I was going to give it a 6.5. A very meh TNA, actually, if you
Yeah,
put Anthem backwards. But we're in that transition period. I'll say that. We're in that transition period from the Billy Corgan era, as I will call it, the Uncle Billy era, to the Anthem era. We went from an era where we were struggling with money, but we had freaking phenomenal product, to now we have to find ourselves again. And how it's looking, well, you can find out in the next episode. We'll tell you how it's looking. But we won't really know until it's on television compared to live feedback and how they witness it. But we will say this, though. TNA from here on out um, might be changing. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Some stuff will be good, some stuff will be not, and we'll just put it this way: there was no X Division tonight. What does that make you think about the current state of the X Division? Especially because
Like
of
I
Mark
said,
Andrews and how that's played in.
I wasn't big on it after they lost Andrews, and the fact that it was basically every week it was Zema Ion
Crushing
being
everything.
crushing
Yeah.
everybody around him.
Yeah.
So I wasn't big on
Um,
the X Division anyway, and now they're just completely like, okay, you know what? Maybe we won't do it
and
as much.
there was no Impact Grand Championship at all. So we'll put this into perspective. If those two titles were not even mentioned this show, compared to an era esque, you could say, very short era, where TNA could get a lot accomplished within 2 hours. They could pull out the Impact Grand Championship, the TNA World Championship,
Oh, I remember.
Tag
I
Team
remember when like
Knockouts, X
literally
Division,
like
and a
and the
little bit more,
Hardys
and a little bit more.
and the
Yeah, before the
Hardys.
Hardys even got the belts, like they could put all that
No, I'm just talking about
in
the
two
whole
hours.
Hardys. Like they could give them literally like 7 segments of them doing all their crazy stuff.
Yeah, and they could. Everyone still got time in 2 hours. And now, if I don't know if it's people aren't showing up to this episode or what, but
Or it's the fact that like me and you were talking earlier, the fact that TNA is doing a very different taping schedule than they used to.
yeah.
They're now taping every day. Like they're literally taping every single day. It's almost
So
like filming a movie.
so
So like literally these guys are probably not doing any indie dates over this month because they're doing is TNA.
so with no X Division and no Impact Grand Championship at all this past episode, who knows? Might occur the next episode. I believe, World Championship was put on the back burner a little bit ago, but it just makes you wonder what's coming up. So, anyways, a little bit above average TNA.
Thumbs right in the middle,
Yeah.
basically.
So we'll see you next time.